Hi, I'm Lesley Koehnen of Village Health. Thank you so much for joining me today for a variation on plank. Just like any new exercise, consult with your physician first. What you'll need today is just a mat or some floor space. Let's get started. So we're going to start on our hands and knees. And just like in the last video, you want to have your hands nice and wide and spread out. But you can also do this on your elbows. You can do the elbow variation as well. So it doesn't matter. We're just going to practice single leg lift while in plank. This is a great exercise, especially if you have a dominant side that's really strong. You're used to standing on one leg, or when you were a child, you danced or you did some sort of physical activity where you were on one leg all the time. And so the other side just isn't as developed. Also, if you tend to have some hip flexor pain, this is a great way to strengthen your hip flexors, okay? So again, you can drop down to your elbows or be on your hands. I'll demonstrate both. I'm going to start on my hands. And just like we covered in the last video, you want to make sure that your head is up in line with the spine. So I use the cue of thinking of you're sitting in your car and you're bringing the back of your head into the headrest. And again, you want to push the earth away from you so you're not collapsing through your shoulder girdle. You want to draw those ribs in so you're not overarching through your mid-back, but you still want that natural curve in your lower back. And then we are going to have the legs together, and you're going to reach those legs back, okay? From here, all you're going to do is go ahead. You're going to lift one leg up just a little bit, and then you're going to set it back down. And then you're going to lift the other leg a little bit, and then you're going to sit it back down. So it's inhale to lift, exhale to lower, inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. A couple more times. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower, and inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Take a break. You can often sit back in a child's pose just to get off those wrists. So we're going to do that one more time. Once again, you can be on your hands or your elbows. I'll demonstrate elbows next. But I want to give you some cueing on what sometimes goes wrong on that exercise. So sometimes when you lift one leg up, you shift your weight. You don't want to shift your weight in a way that you turn out that foot. Also, when you lift the leg up, you don't want to bring it out to the side or turn it out or lift it so high that you drop in your belly and low back. So you're really just lifting it up. You're just clearing the floor. You're keeping those legs nice and aligned. So again, you're not lifting up and turning it in or turning it out. And that's your whole leg, not just your foot. You're really just clearing the floor and making sure that as you lift that leg, you're not dumping into that low back and losing that core strength. So we're going to do it once again. And I want you to be really mindful and intentional about lifting one leg up at a time, keeping it nice and parallel. You're not dropping the leg back down to the mat. And when you lift the leg up, you're not overarching your back and dumping into that lower back. So set up. Starting on the hands and knees together. I'm going to drop down to my elbows this time with my hands in prayer, reaching those legs back and finding that position. So I'm pushing the earth away from me. I'm keeping my rib cage pulled in. My head is up in line with the spine. And you're going to go ahead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. You could also lift and hold it for a couple breaths, especially if you're trying to strengthen one side. And inhale, lift, and exhale, hold it for a couple breaths. Don't let your hips get too high. Keep those hips down, but just make sure you're not overdropping the hips. This is where a mirror is very helpful for our positioning. One more time. And then relax and take a break. You can either sit back in child's pose, or if your knees are sore, you can always roll onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. Thank you so much for joining me today. Feel free to look at the video prior to this to work on your posture for your plank. Also, check out my other videos on this YouTube channel.